The United States and China kicked off a fresh round of negotiations in Washington on Wednesday, local time, in hopes of bringing an end to their trade war. They have reportedly agreed on trade pledges, but apparently suggested different timetables for implementing them. Kim Dami has the latest.
The United States has reportedly set a target date of 2025 for China to fulfill its trade pledges, as the two countries kicked off a fresh round of negotiations in Washington on Wednesday local time. According to Bloomberg on Wednesday, the proposed pledges include purchasing more U.S. commodities such as soybeans and allowing 100% foreign ownership for U.S. companies operating in China. While the U.S. reportedly noted possible retaliation against China if the pledges are not kept, China supposedly suggested 2029 to fulfill the pledges. In hopes of hammering out a comprehensive agreement to bring an end to the trade war, U.S. President Donald Trump will meet Chinese Vice Premier Liu He at the White House on Thursday local time. The Chinese Vice Premier is in Washington for trade talks with U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer this week, following last week's talks in Beijing. After the Beijing talks, White House Economic Advisor Larry Kudlow said the trade negotiations were progressing and they hope to get closer to a deal this week. Kudlow added they made good headway in Beijing last week, where China acknowledged the problems of intellectual property theft, forced technology transfer, and hacking for the first time. If the talks are successful, Presidents Trump and Xi may get together to sign a final agreement to end their protected tariff dispute. And people familiar with the plan said the meeting date between Trump and Xi could be announced as early as Thursday. Kim Dami, Arirang News.